Hi there from Bug Eye Guys. Today I just want to give you a walk around tour of this 1960 MGA. This is a really nicely restored car, and I thought that maybe I could give you a little more detailed information so people can see how nice it is. You know, when I look at these cars, and we've owned lots of them, I'm mainly looking to see how the body fits. They're a little fussier than the sprites that we spend so much time with, so door fit can be a challenge, and especially these fender bottoms. But in the case of this particular car, you see really nice rocker panel fit and kind of what is the standard door fit that you find with MGAs on this bottom edge. Sometimes we've been able to adjust these, and we may be able to do a little more by managing these are the factory pads, and sometimes they can hold the door a little bit proud. This particular car was really loved in the Memphis area in the mid-90s, and that's when the car was restored. So you're looking at a 20-year-old restoration that was done really, really nicely, and so it's held up quite well. He even chromed the hinges for the doors. The doors are nice and tight, which is another thing that you don't always see, but this one has no play at all. And you can see more evidence of the restoration all through here. This area as well is a chronic problem zone on MGAs, but it's really quite stunning in the case of this particular example. Another thing that we often see that is a problem is the way these pieces are restored. So you have a two-piece assembly with a wooden piece here uniting with a metal piece, and in this area you often see odd deformation. This is actually really well done. There is a slight transition there, but that's probably the way it looked from the factory. And then on the dashboard here, you have a really excellent finish all the way across. That's another thing I'm always looking for. I'm really a dashboard nut. I feel like that's the most important part of a car because I'm always staring at it. And we've enhanced that even more with this really cool MGA model radio, which is a rare accessory. I'm not even sure if we hooked it up to power. Look at that, it's kind of cool that the dial moves on the left side. I would have thought that would be the volume, but I don't think it's even hooked up to power. It isn't. We just put it in there for the looks. You're also looking at the Jaeger gauges that are the correct ones, and that's kind of cool to see. And of course, these original steering wheels are also works of art, so I'm a big fan of those. This is the original mirror. This whole work was done nicely. Did you know these were the grab rails, the handrails for you while you're sitting in the seat or getting in and out? And they're in really nice shape, as is the whole windshield frame. And then it's also finished with these kind of cool period visors. The trim in the back also has this similar multi-piece quality. A little bit off here on this side, but not bad. And then we have really nice leather seats, and that's an option when you're restoring these, but this restorer, he clearly loved the car and he used leather throughout, so that's a nice upgrade. And these are basically, they look brand new, so that's nice to see. The back deck paint is good. You have also aluminum door skins on these, so it's nice to see that the paint is adhering well on the doors and they open and close nicely. You also have wire wheels that are chrome, which look nice, and Michelin XAS tires. Now they're probably about 20 years old. They may be due for changing, but there's no cracking. There's plenty of meat and they're in nice shape, but they're probably aged out. The spinners are in nice shape. It's not like the wheels have been beat on and off multiple times. And of course the fender wells reflect a really nice restoration of this level. You see that it's very clean in the wheel arches and really clean underneath, and also excellent on the back of the fenders. Another thing that you often see on MGAs is evidence of past hits in the back, and this one fits quite nicely. When they did the restoration, if there were any old dings or whatnot, they would have repaired all that. And so you see that the back valance is in really nice shape. As it is all along this deck, it's a nice smooth contour. It's not like someone's been sitting on here and denting it. You have a luggage rack if you like that for a weekend bag. And on this side as well, we have potentially an opportunity to try and draw this door in a little bit more but it's pretty common these days to find this little bit of overbite that you have in this area. What's much more important to me as a buyer is that this area is not all rusted or damaged, and it's really nicely restored, as is this whole rocker panel. We're coming into the sun here, so I hope you can see it, but this fender bottom is in excellent shape as well. It's nicely restored, and it's a nice straight body line. There are no dings on the sides. You can sight down the sides, and they're good and clean. You also have excellent chrome all along this frame, and good rubber. A lot of times this is all perished. And then really nice fit all along the bonnet. This welting here between the body, the center of the body and the fenders is also in nice shape, as is the chrome grille and the chrome bumper. You've got a badge bar here if you want to hang badges on there, and some nice driving lights. These are the larger park lights that would have been stock on the 1960 and later models. And he's also got a nice halogen bulb. This did have a stone guard. That's what these clips are for. I would probably remove these clips and just go without the stone guard, but it's nice to have these upgraded lights, much better for night driving, of course. And then if you're unfamiliar, this is where the hand crank would go in. There is a hand crank in the trunk, but I wouldn't recommend using it for risk of rotator cuff damage. And you won't need it on a car like this because it's in good shape and you won't have to hand crank it, but that's how they did it. And another thing that you may not know, a little bit of trivia, a lot of times on poorly restored MGAs, you'll see these bumper guards the other way because they almost look odd like fangs this way, but that's the way the factory did it, with the fat part at the top and the skinny part at the bottom. That's correct. So I'm not really seeing much to call out on this car that's problematic, and that's the reason why we have it here and why we like it so much. It's a super clean car. If I could find something that I would recommend you change, I would show it to you, but I'm not actually finding that in this video. I know you have no side curtains in this car. They didn't come with it. This is the correct pouch, though. It's kind of nice to see this. The pouch went behind the seats, and a lot of times people remove the side curtains because they can limit your access. There's enough room in this car because we've got the top properly folded, but people will sometimes remove the side curtains and put them in their garage, and then they get lost. And many of the MGAs I've purchased have come exactly this way without side curtains, but we can get you more of them. These are the correct tin covers that would have come from the factory to protect those little frame rails, and also the correct rear view mirror with these little clips. So I like this car a lot, and I think that anybody who's looking for an MGA and wants the 1600, which has disc brakes, that's an important distinction I didn't really talk about, but the 59 cars would have come with a drum brake in the front. You have a disc on the front of these, and that's a really good upgrade. And of course, it's a little bit larger engine at 1600. It's hard to feel that while you're driving it, but it's certainly a little more powerful than the 1500 that came on the early cars. So there you have it, a lot of information about this really sweet 1960 MGA that we have on our website if you want more photos. And that's it, Bug Eye Guys. Thanks for watching.